Hello and welcome to another episode of The Gentleman of Boxing. I am your host, Max. Today I'll be talking about the results of this past weekend's fight card, the ESPN MGM Grand fight card that was showcasing fighters like Sander Sayas, the junior middleweight undefeated, Bruce Shushu Carrington, the featherweight undefeated phenom, and of course also the up-and-comer junior welterweight Emiliano Fernando Vargas. And let me tell you guys, this card delivered. It started early. I think it started around 5 p.m. There were a lot of fights that were televised. A lot of up-and-comers, 4-round fights as well. It was a very, very solid card. Of course, the star of the night was the one and only, of course, Emiliano Fernando Vargas. Like, oh my God, that guy delivered. It was a 42-second knockout. As you can see here, I mean, he just took care of business. And this was his hardest test to date. This was a fighter that had 20-plus wins and only 3 losses. I think he had 9 knockouts, 30-some years old. Emiliano is only 21 years old. And as you can see here on this video, he just, took it to him. He was patient, and he stuck to the game plan clearly. And he took care of business. It was an impressive performance. He did say that he was ready for all the champions at junior welterweight. The most recent ones that got crowned a champion at the junior welterweight division was Puerto Rican star Subriel Matias. I think that was his first time going the distance. This fighter had 19 wins, 2 losses, and 19 knockouts. He fought against the champion from the Dominican Republic, Puello, and he won a split decision. It was a very close fight, but he crowned himself the champion. So he's one of the champions at 140 pounds. The other fighter that has 2 of the belts, I believe, is Teofimo Lopez. And then I believe that the other fighter that has a belt in that division, I don't recall from the top of my head right now, but I'll go ahead and put up the list of the other champion at 140 pounds. I personally think that Emiliano Fernando Vargas might need at least 5 more fights before we talk title picture. Please feel free to comment below and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that he's ready. They should actually, put him up against one of the champions already at only 15 fights and 21 years old, or they should give him a little bit of, a couple more fights, to make sure that he's well prepared for that, first shot of the title. But please feel free to comment below and let me know what you think. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way. It helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it if you guys hit the like and subscribe. And of course, I'll be bringing in content week after week. I'll go ahead and be delivering upcoming fight cards and, of course, the results as well. Now, moving on to the next fight, we saw in the co-feature Bruce Choo Carrington from New York, a featherweight undefeated. He went to the distance. It was a unanimous decision. He was fighting a fellow from South Africa. Both of them, I believe, were walking into the ring at 14-0 with 9 KOs, and Choo was walking into the ring with 15-0 and 9 KOs. He put on up a clinic. It was a little bit of a competitive fight. I want to say maybe the first 3 rounds. From that point forward, Choo Carrington was able to go out and I guess dissect him and pinpoint all his weaknesses, and he just took care of business. He was flawless. From the 3rd round on. He wasn't in any trouble. I believe that he could have stopped. Haida was the last name of the other fighter. I think he could have stopped him. He would have just pressed a little bit more. But regardless of that, Bruce Carrington, I believe, is ready for a shot of the title. Right there in attendance, there was one of the champions, who is Rafael El Divino Espinosa. I believe that he has a record of 27 wins and 23 knockouts. He crowned himself a champion by beating Robesi Ramirez. I believe I mentioned it in one of the other episodes. So Bruce Carrington is wanting to fight Rafael Espinosa. So that's a fight that we want to see if it's going to materialize maybe before the end of this year, because Rafael Espinosa does not have any fights booked. And it seems like he could potentially get matched against Bruce Carrington this November if things go as planned, and hopefully we can see that fight, because it would be a very intriguing fight, a clash of styles. Rafael Espinosa has a really good technique, and of course, if you see Bruce Carrington fights, he is meticulous. He's really good. I know that he had former junior welterweight champion Regis Prograis in his camp when he was preparing for this fight. So he's bringing in a lot of talent and a lot of veterans to help him out, I guess, sharpen his tools. But he looked really good, and his unanimous decision win. Now, moving on to the main event, we had Puerto Rican superstar junior middleweight Sander Sayas, 21-0, 14 KOs, I believe. And he was getting his first shot at a title at only 22 years old, I believe. He made his professional debut and signed with Top Rank, and debuted at 16 years old. I remember still seeing that fight when he was 16 years old, making his professional debut only 6 years ago. And yesterday, July 26th, he fought for the title against Mexican Jorge El Chino Garcia. 30 wins, I believe, and 4 losses and 28 knockouts. So he was bringing a lot of power. After watching the fight, I want to say maybe after the first 3 rounds, it was very evident that technique-wise, Sander Sayas was leagues above Garcia. Garcia was just coming in swinging recklessly from the get-go. He was coming in strong, but Sander Sayas was able to maintain his composure and stick to his basics, and he put up a clinic. He did get clipped a few times throughout the fight, but all in all, he really looked good. His stamina held up. It was the first time going 12 rounds, but he held his own. He showed a good chin, good stamina, and he's only getting better. His boxing skills were superb, and he was crowned the champion. So I believe that currently he's the youngest active champion in boxing right now, Sander Sayas from Puerto Rico. And the sky's the limit for the kid. He would look great. He actually made a called out Sebastian Fundora, who just recently beat Tim Tszyu in a rematch. So that would be an extremely intriguing fight. I don't know if they're going to make that fight. I don't know if maybe it's too soon for Sander Sayas. But if they make that fight, that's going to be an intriguing fight. I think it could potentially be pay-per-view material, if I'm being quite honest with you. So I'm looking forward to seeing who they're going to match up against. And it's going to be very interesting. Now, moving on to the UFC Fight Night card. We had the former middleweight champion, Robert Whittaker, fighting against the up-and-comer, coming off from a sensational stoppage, Reinier de Ridder. He just came off from knocking out or TKOing, stopping the highly touted Bo Nickel, NCAA collegiate champion. He stopped him with knees to the body. And right after that fight, he called out Robert Whittaker. And so they booked the fight. And it was a really good fight. It was a back and forth action from the get-go. Both of them hurt each other. Both of them got dropped, got bloodied up, and it was a back and forth battle until I believe the 3rd round. That's when we started seeing Reinier de Ridder started picking it up. They looked exhausted, if I'm being honest, by the 4th or 5th round. Like they looked like they were already running on fumes. But I mean, they were able to get to the final bell of the 5th round, and Reinier de Ridder was able to go ahead and take the W. And it's going to be a very interesting middleweight division for the UFC, because now we have Reinier de Ridder. He's probably going to take the ranking of Robert Whittaker, which was ranked number 5. And then, of course, we have the up-and-coming Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis fight this coming month in August. That's going to be an interesting matchup. And I can't recall who's the other. I'll put up the rankings right now of the middleweight division of the UFC. But it's getting to be. I mean, let's not forget, Easy is still there, Adesanya. So that fight itself could be a pretty good fight. Both are kickboxers. So we have Israel Adesanya against Reinier de Ridder maybe, and whoever wins gets another crack at the title. I mean, that could be a potentially good fight. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'm very very I'm anxious and very looking forward to seeing the Dricus versus Chimaev fight and see what that brings. It was a very interesting night of fights in the UFC and of course the ESPN July 26 card featuring the three highly touted prospects in Xander Sayas, Emiliano Vargas, and Bruce Shushu Carrington. So if you guys want to go ahead and give me your thoughts, please comment below. I'll be happy to go ahead and answer your comments or questions you guys might have. Fights that you might be looking forward to seeing. I'm very interested in finding that out as well. And please, again, hit the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way. And that is all for today. Thank you again for joining me in the Gentlemen of Boxing channel. And I'll see you again next week with more news. I am your host, Max, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe, everyone.